peas last night.
You what? Beach?
I tried to do some Corona bottles.
That's a lot of frosting. That will be mine.
Oh, cool.
Corona.
I seen your one with the mask.
Oh, yeah, the Easter bunny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Ready to go.
Are we ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Haley.
I like that one on, don't you?
That was his job.
I know. I'll give you the remote.
Gotta keep the public in line.
Oh, this is the,
When they come in, keep Barb in line this morning, right?
That way they know they're on TV.
Gentlemen, have a chance to look the minutes over.
Motion.
Second. Okay. Gary made the motion to approve the minutes, seconded by Tracy. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye. Questions on the minutes for just a second. You're fine. I agree with it. On the second thing from the bottom on the minutes, did the county attorney get that posted?
yes,
Yes.
Friday.
Uh-huh.
Friday we did.
Okay.
It's on the website too.
And I visited with him as to, why it wasn't on the agenda today.
Yeah.
And he said he was waiting for the post. It's a 10-day posting, waiting for it to run out.
Okay.
Is he coming in for the leases, do you know, or anything?
I don't know if he's coming in. He mentioned him.
Okay,
Well,
because Dana
visited
called
with
and she might try to call in.
Where what?
Well, the
The
one with
leases?
Brock that I sent him and then the old school produce one.
I think on the old school, basically all he had to do was just change the
Yeah.
dates.
Yep. And we were gonna do a yearly, and if you wanted
Sure.
to set that as not an
Automatic.
annual, we don't have to keep doing it every year.
Sure. Gary, did you have a chance to look the claims over?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. Page 5, second from the bottom, laser precision. Who's laser precision?
Laser Precision is Louis Gwynn.
Yep. I have those invoices too, if you guys wanna look at them.
And there's another one on the next page for 5,000.
And another one for 16. What they did was they split them up out of 3 different line items to get him paid.
That one's part of our amendment,
Okay.
but
What's that total? Do you have any, put a calculator on this?
Well,
she broke it down by the different funds, but you can pass those around.
Yeah. here's the
You gonna do it?
here's the 2 invoices. Something about 75,000.
I think she's gotta show that she paid it and then she can qualify for some more grants. That's how I understood it.
They can put up a new flag now at Ham Lake. 75,167.80.
A new flag. As an American flag? Okay. Any other questions on the claims, Gary? We have one more minute before Barb's.
Tracy's probably got a couple. I don't know.
I ain't done yet, so. Okay.
I'll make a comment. I was, on page 3, City of Benton utilities for the sheriff's office, basically that's water, sewer, and electricity. 46, 86, 80. A lot of money. Wonder how much of that is electricity, and I wonder if there is a way we could maybe look into that solar as an alternative, because there's quite a few rooftops over there. All those buildings, you know, the transportation buildings, etc. So, might be an option. And I know that there's quite a few grants and such through the government, federal government.
Unless there's some guidelines that they can't put some of that there because of security or something, maybe some of those areas, there might be something with the security of that. Yes.
Work with the inmates, yeah.
But the inmates, what?
There's different guidelines.
Yeah. But it would help.
You got that, can you break that down?
Which one?
What do you just talk, utilities?
I can get the actual invoice out. Or if you want, you can pull it over here. Usually we'll break it down by,
I wouldn't think water would be that bad. But that's water and garbage and sewer.
Water, sewer, yeah. Garbage is correct,
unless
landfill.
he had more
What
than one
about
in one
telephone?
bill.
Would that be on there?
No, this city of Benton.
Here, I'll have Gina bring them over here.
I'd sent Ron a text message that maybe you could look into that. Because all their towers require electricity. I just bought a dump trailer, and part of the package was a solar charger for the battery.
Really?
Thank you. Here's that.
You
Oh, pardon?
guys, oh, go ahead, Brian.
It is 9:05.
I'd like to set a land use hearing for Dustin and Nicole Druschel for Tuesday, May 19th at 9:15.
Do I have a motion to set that public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
Tracy made the motion to set the public hearing for Dustin and Nicole Druschel for May 19th at 9:15 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Okay, all those in favor? And Gary seconded. All
Aye.
those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
So with the, we're closed through April 30th or whatever, I had a couple department heads. Are we gonna discuss
Well, we
the
have,
reopening or what we're gonna do?
we
We wanna do
have,
it next Tuesday?
I think next Tuesday would be,
Okay, because like I know the treasurer's office was thinking of maybe they don't wanna be overwhelmed, get tons of people and they might be by appointment only and do so many per hour type of thing.
sure. Yeah, I think we need to, I know that the schools have been canceled for the remainder of the year.
Right.
And that they canceled the spring sports, but they have not canceled the summer sports yet.
Correct. So
So,
I just figured we'll do something next week, maybe all department heads again.
right.
I know the Secretary of State, they're passing different things for us. We can still do our precinct election training and not have less than 10, we're kind of exempt. And then they might be providing us $300 per precinct for helping me with my extra costs. But I think I'm still gonna cushion with the budgeting in it, because I still don't know about the postage, what to expect.
So are you keeping a running total of what this is costing us? How much is it?
Well, I haven't, I'm just starting to order stuff for the precincts.
Like the ballots, you don't even have a clue how many.
We don't, I mean, we ordered off of prior years, you go off of the history. but
Right.
The state sent out those mass mailings, and if everybody wants to vote absentee, that postage paid to come back to us, but then the postage to go out for ballots is a cost. And then the envelopes, and so we might have to order more ballots. I really don't know what to expect, so. It'll be interesting.
So, when do you think this is gonna be over? But
Well, the primary is until June 2nd, so I have no idea until once we get,
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting to see if the governor opens the state. You know, right now, our district that we're in, Benton County is under tighter restrictions.
because we're combined with Johnson and Lynn, and they
Right.
have such big,
and what, aren't we with Blackhawk too?
yeah, but I
Right.
mean, they have so many cases right now, so we're kind of locked in on that.
That nursing home in Cedar Rapids that had all them deaths, you don't wanna go in there, period.
It's
We've
sad.
been in there a couple times, it's not good.
You've been in there?
Probably visiting,
Oh,
honestly.
but not lately, can't go in there.
So,
Went in there to get paperwork signed for real estate. This was years ago, it was not good.
yeah,
It's too bad.
did you get a chance to finish the claims?
I make a
Questions?
motion to okay the claims.
You want to second that, Gary? All right.
Yeah.
Tracy made the motion to approve the claims, Gary seconded. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. If I could please get you the initial.
Maybe I'm mistaken on that nursing home, it might be a different one. There was one down there that wasn't good.
One that's got the problems, or started with the problems, right north of Fairway,
Oh,
north of CRC.
it's a different one.
Yeah, it's right north of CRC, that's where my mom was. I think I told you that before, Eric Eckstein passed away there.
Thank you. Did you send Gina?
You know,
See if they
Yeah.
that's a,
separate.
that's a tough situation, it really is. They got,
Well, I feel sorry for the family when somebody passes away, you can't.
Yep, she'll grab it.
I'm gonna take a look what I got circled there, I don't wanna say it out loud.
Yeah, no, I seen that. I seen that. And, yeah, I seen the other one as well. Hand me that page, please. It's just easier than.
Oh, I bet it was that one.
Exactly. Yep, never mind.
Yeah, I got on Amazon last week and got some of the stuff they opened up for us to order, business accounts, and we got individual, those wipes, hand sanitizers. We ordered a bunch of pens, I'm thinking of ways that they can, we got cheapest pens we could find for if they go to vote, to the booth,
Sure.
throw them in a bucket and we can Lysol them down again, so that everybody's not touching the same.
Trying to take precautions.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is there a tax suspension list for DHS? Do you have
Yep,
a
I
list?
got a letter for you to sign. And these have already been, this is what we do every year,
Yes.
so we don't wanna list those names
No.
publicly, but there's 2 copies if you wanna pass them around. The state, make sure, I already double checked with them, that they all still qualify, that these do, so. And then I need you to sign off on that, we have to release that bond.
Okay.
And then get Melinda's. I'm trying to see why we have to pay that So we just
Or-
paid it for Michelle. It's a bond.
You might have to pay it and then get a refund.
Yeah, they cash it out and pay it back
Yeah.
or whatever, so if you you see that bill.
Do you need to see another copy? This is the same copy. Okay. So this is item 8. Do I get a motion to approve the
Motion.
list for DHS?
Motion.
And seconded by Gary made the motion to approve the certification of the tax suspension list for DHS, and Tracy seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. And you want both these signed?
We'll keep one and give them one. Yeah, that one I just need you to just sign off on that.
And then you'll leave, I presume.
Yep. Just a formality, get them all taken care of. Got them to waive the fee from the software to change the signatures on stuff.
Good.
Please help us out. Here's that Judy Funk stuff too. That was her. I think she did it at different costs.
Yeah, I seen the email.
Okay, and then there's that I brought back.
And this is for the,
Service center with the contents and, I mean, that's kind of where that other.
Okay.
That was the building alone and then the contents and.
did you gentlemen get, receive the email from Haley regarding the costs of insurance for
Yes.
parking? Okay, all right. Did you have any questions on that?
I want like a breakdown on that one.
Thank you.
So you were questioning the sewer and water and all that.
Right.
There's all that.
Wow.
Theirs always is high.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And didn't they have a energy audit a few years ago?
yes, I remember
Because
that.
they have that thermal or whatever.
Geothermal, yeah. He gripes and complains about that bill every month.
Ron?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then
But
it's
I mean, it's
also-
about $5,000, so I would gripe and complain too.
Yeah.
It does make you wonder why.
So high. Cause didn't he replace to go to all LED too?
So that's.
Well,
what's to
I
be-
don't know if he
I don't
actually
think it's
did
done.
it.
Some of it's still in the process.
He's doing it gradual. But I don't know where he's at on that stuff.
The fuel adjustment is crazy.
Mhm.
That should go down dramatically. It won't, but it should.
We have the highest, well, I don't know about that. Alliant Energy is the highest rates in the country.
That's why I have a
My
Yeah,
daughter's
LP
getting
costs.
electricity generated in Iowa for 9 cents. She don't use much, so it isn't like she's.
that company gets data from us off of our GIS. That's the
Oh, they
first time I've
do?
ever
They-
seen them, that CoreLogic.
CoreLogic?
We've sold them data.
And I think you showed us what it would increase to with the courthouse
yeah.
as well.
That was on her email here. I can go over that one.
Yep.
I can make you a copy if you want.
Which is
Tracy.
right here. This is right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right
I
there
thought
it
you
is.
read it.
Yeah.
And that starts July 1st, so the new premium amount, but she'll go ahead and get the change.
Here's the email that we received. Thank you.
I can bring that back to you.
I didn't know if they were just done with, they're already scanned.
Oh, that's right. See, it's just weird. It's hard for me to open it up on that.
Electricity's about 47 47 to 4,800 there. The rest is the water and sewer.
I think the lowest I've ever seen it is about 3.
Well, the thing I was questioning is whether or not we could look into solar energy.
I don't know. I mean, you already have, I mean, it probably does. I'm not doubting the fact it probably does cost a lot for all that they have over there.
Yeah.
I just would have thought with geothermal, you know, something like that, it would have been a little bit cheaper, but
Well,
I
this geothermal is totally different.
no.
We haven't even gotten into the air conditioning season yet. Yeah, this is.
They don't really have
a big spike, I realize. I haven't seen it.
well, I'm saying they don't have a down, like I said, I think the lowest that he keeps it though pretty cold in the area, so people aren't just staying in there too, you know.
Oh, in the reception area. Mm-hmm.
He's, because I go over there for read.
Sometimes their conference rooms that way too. They're always hot. Always cold.
He's got a setting on his computer with it, so. Are you done with that, Gary?
No,
Oh, okay.
sorry.
I'll just bring it over.
That's fine. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Mhm.
So I wonder how we would actually go forward with an inquiry on something like that, how to come up with alternative energy.
Call Robbie's.
You think so?
Or the architect when they created the building. I mean, I remember all that they discussed. A lot of that geothermal back then.
See, I'm against you. So.
What do you want? What is it?
Is it saving you money?
Oh, I think a lot of homeowners would agree that it does.
You're not paying for the fuel, but you're paying electricity costs.
Because it recirculates or whatever.
Thank you, sir.
These are all those too.
Oh, that's what I was
I don't know what order, those are all in order yet. I don't know about the front two. You know, most counties are not meeting. Supervisors aren't meeting.
They've got to be. I don't know how to
Well,
continue on doing stuff.
They don't physically. meet.
Well,
They do a Zoom.
you guys could do that too if you want, but there's sometimes I need his signature. I'd have to just arrange to get
I
it.
don't have a problem with that, you know, and there's,
Yeah, you guys can do the call in and still watch it too, just like.
when, from our Heartland insurance risk pool, you know, there was, the majority of them were still meeting, but some of them were doing the Zoom things, but and that's 9 counties, I believe. Hard to believe the landfill charges $19.95 on this bill. And I have
That's the,
and I get charged $19.95. Is it
Very
$19.95
for your separate, for the,
for every apartment? Not the
Probably.
building.
the per capita thing for the bill.
It's, well, this is through the city, and I think by the time they do the landfill and the garbage, it comes to just about $40.
Per month.
per month,
Wow.
per unit.
Hmm.
So if you get a fourplex, it's $120, $160. For that.
But the renters usually pay that, then you pass it on to them, or no?
Oh, no, that's just something you have to include, you know, in your cost factors. So, but yeah, it's just, oh. So, here's this, thank you. All right, you have something there for
This is number 9.
9?
Yep.
Okay, approved service agreement,
They provide us the actuarial report for the GASB stuff,
yes,
and then we provide that to IB to put in with our,
okay.
so we've done that.
We do this before, we've done this before.
It's just that time of year again.
Sure.
We look at our insurance premiums and all
So what's this for?
This is item 9.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Nyhart, Gatsby, actuary update. And can you explain a little bit?
that. Yeah, so like they come in, it's called OPEB, but they look at like our retirees on our insurance, they look at our cost premium. It's just another requirement in our big audit, so then they provide that information to I Bailey and they put it in our audit. So I give them the updated insurance costs and things like that. Which I'm trying to work, I've been brainstorming on this wellness committee stuff, because right now we can't really have lunch and learns to get this thing moving. I'm trying to think of like a drive-by, take out lunch and go for a walk or something, I don't know. If you guys
You'd
have
have to
any
have social
ideas.
distancing for
Yeah.
the walk,
Exactly, or, yeah,
6
so we're
feet apart.
trying to be
Or a
creative,
mask.
but yeah, we want everybody to participate, so we get our discount. We have till October.
A walk doesn't sound like a too bad idea. I can go for a roll. So do we have an approval to, okay, approve that agreement?
Motion.
Second by Tracy, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
It's on the last page for
Yes.
you.
First today. Would you send Dave a text, please, see if he's coming down? Just thank you. Or I can if you want me to.
Yeah, you might respond better to you. If you're gonna respond yesterday.
Item 7 was, we had hit on briefly to discuss or approve the Heartland Insurance Risk Pool, increasing the values on the courthouse and the service center. What do you gentlemen think?
Give me a couple minutes.
All right. Let me get my stopwatch out. Okay, off it went.
How's your office keeping up?
We've been testing our ballot machines and, most of us live out of town, so we've been working through our lunches. I've closed at 4 twice. I mean, it's like, we're done and get out of
Sure.
here. So, a few times, or I stay by myself, depends. And we're still trying to rotate, but now here that we're doing all the election machines, we've all been here this week probably. Next week we'll be busier, because we'll have to start letting people come in and vote, and we'll be mailing ballots. So, which, I don't know how that's gonna work yet, when they come in person, if
You
We have to
let 'em-
allow
Let them come in to vote.
I can't tell them they cannot vote. So if we're still closed when that comes, I gotta figure out, I mean, they're gonna have to call.
And that's gonna start when?
May 1st. So, or May, well, that first week.
Yeah.
This week I can mail out ballots.
This premium, when's it start? First of
July
July?
1st.
July.
But she'll go ahead and get those amounts increased now.
I have no problem. We're just gonna have to start scrimping somewhere else, cause it's another 11,600.
Right.
We gotta come up,
Well, we knew the service center was grossly undervalued,
definitely.
and I think the courthouse is as well.
Yep.
And we sure don't wanna enter into something like Marshall County had.
Well, and then the rough estimate, we did about 60,000 with Ben and I, we come up with for the security and all that we put in. You gotta think of that if we had to
Right,
replace that, I
right.
mean, 'cause we have done a lot of work since we.
Let's say we had a catastrophic windstorm through here or something, would we replace courthouse?
No.
Oh, I think what you'd have to do is see what the damage would be and et cetera, you'd have to.
If you read the fine print in that, when I give it back to you, it
This one?
says that the appraiser, it's got an article in there about, the company that is hired to appraise the courthouse, that to bring it back, you know, they're only estimating this much money, which would, odds to bet to restore it to its original self will be a lot higher. They are not responsible for the difference.
Right.
So like that replaceable costs 4.4, but yet it's appraised at 2. That's crazy. But I suppose if we were to build similar square footage and all that,
Well, let's say we put it all on one level.
Well, I think you were referring to the service center.
Well, he's referring to the
And
courthouse.
he's referring to the
itself.
courthouse, yes,
Yeah,
It'd cover the whole block.
exactly.
I mean, if that's something you guys are interested in, we would have, at this time, Heartland paid for this company to do this, because there was a few of us in the pool. But if we ever have a need for them to come around, we could do that on our own and just pay the company.
Or an
They'll go through-
appraisal
Yeah,
of,
they'll come
like
through
the
and do the
courthouse.
same thing to
Right.
the courthouse.
Right.
Because it hasn't been done for a while that I know of.
I think we'd have to go at least 2 stories to put it on this block.
you know. I'm more of an optimist rather than a pessimist. I don't, I like to think it's not gonna happen, so. But at least we're taking the right steps in case, so. Okay, was that a motion, Tracy?
yes, it was.
Okay,
To increase it to,
second,
you're
okay,
agreed with this amount?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
All right, and seconded by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, I'll give Judy the go-ahead.
I didn't think there was any sense in banging this hammer today.
Nobody's listening in our.
Do you want to bring us up to speed on item 11, Tracy?
Or you gonna wait, he's gonna wait for Myron, I thought.
Oh, are you?
I can, I guess, it don't much matter.
Myron's not on there yet. But I mean, if you wanna talk about it before him.
Or any other reports?
Landfill Thursday, the Packer is in, down to Cedar Rapids, did not go down and look at it. Could be delivered as soon as either Friday this week or Monday of next week is what they're estimating. It does not, that was one of the things I was kind of against it, but I got outvoted on that one, that, they're putting a fire suppressant on the machine. You know, and that's a totally separate company that comes in and puts it on it. They don't come with it that way. I mean, that's,
Sure. Fire breaks
Like
out
you
the
said,
engine compartment
yeah,
or
yeah.
controls.
I mean, it's a gamble, you know. But that's what they're waiting on for the company to come.
Insurance, basically.
And for what they cost, you know,
So do you get cheaper insurance because of that?
that, no. No.
No, but, you know, if by chance it was sitting in the shed, I don't know if they put it, I would assume they'd put it away at night.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, if a fire broke out inside the shed, you could lose the, you know, your garage as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
So that's
So
what,
it's a good thing, I understand.
yeah, I'm not against it, but I mean, you know, it's just like, you know,
As long as it
another nice
works.
option, you know, yeah, that's nice to have.
The only thing that bothers me a little bit is it's a different company, so if something gets screwed up, then there's a fight
Oh,
between.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but like I said, that Cat don't have anything like that.
Mhm.
They don't install anything like that. And that's about it, otherwise their tonnage is down a little bit, not too much,
Sure.
you know.
Does it normally go up in the spring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, usually, March and April and first part of May is the busiest. Because that's where everybody, rural's been storing everything. And like farmers are ready to get rid of the stuff before they go to the fields, well.
I see the recycling costs are really not down from the claims. So,
Yeah, but yeah, if they're still open, you know, I mean, a lot of these ain't even.
I meant for our contractors,
Mhm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any, meetings this past week, but I got them coming up this week. But I did have a request regarding the parks being closed to the public. The request was whether or not we would open it up for fishing. So that's, it's closed to the public.
It's kinda interesting, the campground down in Marino there at that quick stop right there north of the hotel is full.
But it's privately owned.
So they can go fishing, it's just not in the public parks, right? I mean,
Well, they can go fishing along the riverbanks,
Yeah.
if you will, but I'll pick on Minneesoma or Dudgeon. You know, gentleman said, you know, I've been fishing Benton County for 75 years. It seems crazy, I'm all by myself and I can't go out there.
It don't make a lot of sense to me either.
Well, I get that, but if we say, okay, we can open that up, do we open it up for people hiking the trails as well? As long as they have their social distancing. And, you know, people don't normally go fishing in groups of 6 or 10.
And Karen did email last week after the governor had more restrictions asking what you guys' thoughts were. I said, this time we haven't changed anything
Right.
until I was told
See, I
differently.
thought the trails were still open, yeah.
I don't know what's.
All the Benton County property is closed to the public.
I think they have the
Is
gates
my
out.
understanding of it,
Okay.
you know. And so,
And they were like the playground equipment off, it was like the caution signs.
quite honestly, I'm okay with it. We're that way until the 30th. We're only talking, you know, what, 9 more days. So, you know, I know next week we're gonna do some revisiting this, obviously, and maybe at that point we could then say, we'll open up the parks for hiking and fishing as long as the groups are, I kinda hate to do it in the middle of the stream. You know,
Are they,
I'd feel more comfortable doing it next week.
So, yeah, it's May 1st is Friday next week.
Right.
So So it'd be the following Monday is when I'm supposed to work.
Mm-hmm. So what do you gentlemen think?
You can't overrule the governor, which he's got set up right now anyway, so.
But again, she said, she hasn't closed the state down, but
No,
you're
but
not
she's got
supposed
the
to get in.
The state parks are closed too, though.
Some of the stuff she left up to the city entities and that to decide, like on golf courses and things like that too.
Right.
If they're private or public.
I would
So-
bet that we'll have some guidelines.
Probably more so.
She's closed the public ones, but the private ones could be open.
Well, I think some of the things she left up to the city officials to decide on certain things, such as.
So basically, I think this is something we need to look at next week as we give new guidelines. That we
She's
could-
still having her press releases at 11 every day too. We
Yes.
try to watch them or we
Yeah.
get emails to what changed or.
So that's kind of my come from. Just like Gary said, it doesn't make any sense that we don't allow one fisherman or somebody hiking to go out there. But
Especially when it gets nice, people need to be outside.
exactly.
Get doing some things.
But I don't think it's gonna hurt to
Well, like the kids.
do this all at once next week.
Yeah, the kids especially, I mean, they ain't going to school. You see them playing all the time together. I mean,
Sure.
We have, we just watched some videos from Benton School last night. Certain curriculums, requirements, how they're gonna proceed because it was like in the middle of the semester.
Right.
That starts
I
tomorrow.
still don't have a response from David.
is he
Call
here?
upstairs, I guess. 2436. Have to hit 9 first. I thought he was okay with me putting him on today instead of last week.
Good morning, Lori. This is Rick Primer. I need to see if David was in and whether or not he's coming down for the leases that are on the agenda. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye.
We had a meeting last week.
Short agenda.
We were,
Morning.
Hi, Myron.
Hello, Myron.
Hi. How are you? If you want to jump to 11 before 9:45, I'm on the line.
Okay, very good. Tracy?
All right, I talked to the mayor, he talked to the council members, they're all for this, Myron. It's not in stone yet. They still gotta get a price now, quote back from Robbie's to see how much it's gonna cost. Cause they're gonna direct bore the line from where the, water tower is, or I guess it ain't a tower, water tank is, and bore underneath the street and then along the properties to get behind the building to where the solar panels would be. They cannot, it would not be feasible because the way the mayor told me is that what power that panels generate, the meter would be over at the where the water tank is, the building is over there. From what electric, you know what I mean, where the power line comes in from IE anyway, Alliance. So there's no way that we could actually hook our maintainer shed unless we'd run triplex, you know, and a couple poles from the city property back across the street to the maintainer shed, which don't sound very smart or feasible. And, you know, the electricity that the maintainer shed costs or uses is, to my opinion, minimal. So I would
Was
just,
the city open to maintenance of the yard then in exchange for this?
Well, it took a little persuasion. They thought they were gonna get by with $1 a year, like most easements, but I talked them into it'll be a better deal for them. If
So they are going to mow?
Yes, they are.
So this is at the maintainer shed in Newhall that
Yes.
secondary roads.
Yes.
Okay, just to make sure nobody
Yes.
knows what we're talking about.
So I guess what I'm looking for right now today, that we could, I'll make a motion that we'll vote on it and we'll okay it. But as for, our county attorney making the easement out already, I'm gonna hold up on that until the town is definitely gonna pursue this with Robbie's. Cause they're waiting to get a price on what's it all gonna cost. As for the solar, they don't have a dollar amount yet.
What do you wanna hold off on making that motion then till they make up their mind?
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned that and they says, no, go ahead and give us the okay. And I guess as long as we don't make the easement, you know, in writing,
I would say that it'd be best that they've got our verbal okay. And then once we get the agreement, then we can make a
Okay.
motion. What do you think, Haley?
It's usually, I mean,
Yeah,
because
So-
there's nothing to sign or agree on until you
Right.
get that wrote
so
up.
it'd be nice to have something in front of us,
first,
yes.
okay,
But I think we're all in agreement, aren't we, in doing this?
okay,
So,
Because we already pay the utilities and stuff on that building.
yes,
correct.
So,
nothing would change.
nothing's gonna change
The only
until
thing
that takes
The only
place.
thing that's gonna change is the
Taking care of the lawn.
maintenance, lawn
Yes.
maintenance,
Yes,
rather than,
So otherwise, Myron, does the maintainer guys do that at each one, or who does that now?
they sent a guy out with a trailer and a
Either
lawnmower.
the maintainer man or, an secondary roads employee takes the riding lawnmower down there as needed throughout the growing season and runs it around that lot.
right. Okay. Well, I think that's the way I'd approach it, Tracy. You've got our blessing.
Okay,
And so, once we get it in writing, then we can make a motion and a second,
okay.
do it that way. That would be
So
proper.
should I have the county attorney go ahead and draw this up then already?
Or the city, I mean,
I was gonna say I'd probably have the city, since it's their baby.
it's on their jurisdiction right now. I mean,
Our
it's
property.
Well, I know, but it's the city that you're gonna be,
You're dealing with the city, yeah.
I don't know.
Either one,
You can
either
ask
one.
Dave, is he coming in here?
Well, he's supposedly coming down. We'll visit with Dave
Okay.
about it, okay?
Okay,
See if he feels they should or we should.
okay.
Okay. Either way, all right. Anything else on that?
Nope, about it.
Okay. Any comments, Myron?
Nope, I'm fine with it. I guess we'll, wait and see what the city of Newhall decides for sure.
Okay, all right, very good. Well, let's jump on to your portion of the
I
agenda.
printed out stuff.
All right,
I got
I
the little
got three
map.
more things. You handed them out, Haley?
Yep, I got the map. But you can
Okay.
explain to them what section township if you want.
All right, Interstate Power and Light Company, better known as Alliant Energy, most of us has submitted 2 work orders to me. So that's why you have 2 separate permits that look about the same, but that have a different work order.
Okay,
All of you have that or not, but,
I have one.
the best thing to use as an explanation is a section of the county map, the southwest corner, kind of county, outside of Belle Plaine. I highlighted a map showing where Alliant wants to retire overhead lines, and they're gonna go to underground. On the north edge of Belle Plaine, they're replacing those poles going underground inside the city limits, but they get across the street, 2 places there. On what I call 77th Street, I forget what Belle Plaine calls that, up north, corporate limits. Then, north of there on 76th Street, they are going, north on 11th Avenue, about a half mile, west of 11th Avenue, just a short distance, and then between 11th Avenue and 11th Avenue Drive, I think there's a residence there just to the east of 11th Avenue Drive.
you want me to mark
that
it?
they would retiring all of their poles and overhead lines going underground.
Okay, we're passing the map around now.
Okay,
It didn't print out in color, so we had to highlight it.
I'm looking at it on my screen, sorry.
Any comments, gentlemen?
I make a motion to approve the utility permit.
Second.
And there's two of them.
2 for interstate power.
That's for both of them?
Yeah, that's on that same map though, right?
Yes.
Yep.
right,
Okay.
yeah, about half of it was one work order and about half of it was the other work order.
Good.
All right, motion by Tracy and seconded by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, the next item.
The other utility permit is for East Central Iowa REC.
Yep.
They had a customer that requested to have the overhead line near their property put underground. REC provided them with the cost to do that. They were still receptive to doing it, so REC is requesting along 17th Avenue between section 5 and 6 of Jackson, taking out, I think, about 3 poles and going underground in front of that residence for a total of 600 feet. It's the request on the REC utility permit.
It's up here, there's 218, sections 5 and 6 of Jackson.
Right here. Okay. Gentlemen, here's the map, the aerial. And do I have a motion to approve East Central Iowa REC utility permit?
So move.
Yes.
Second.
All right, Tracy made the motion, seconded by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Here's the resolution for the bridge in Barville.
Third item on the agenda I had was bridge embargo removal. I think we were talking briefly about the bridge over by Cherry Waters here in the last week or two, but
Right.
For the most part, the grading contractor got everything done, I think, on the 10th of April. I don't know if the barricades were up or not when they left on Friday, but I think the bridge pretty much opened itself over the weekend. We've done some additional rocking in that area, but if you recall, that bridge had a 3-ton weight limit prior to us closing it a couple years ago. Weight resolutions stay with the location until we change them by resolution. And so now that we've got a new structure, there will no longer be a need for the 3-ton weight limit. And so what I presented is a resolution to remove the 3-ton weight limit from that location so that it's not weight restricted and legal loads will now be allowed to go across it again.
Okay, and this is by resolution.
Correct.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve the removal of that weight restriction? Gary made the motion. Tracy?
Second.
Okay, and this is by resolution.
Your aye.
Seaman, aye.
Primer, aye. Anything else, Myron?
That's all I had for you this morning.
I'll scan all these back to you and then I'll put the copies in the slot for Alicia.
Perfect.
Okay,
I got 2 things there, Myron. That stop sign deal by Belle Plaine, did you send Randy down to take a look at that?
Not yet.
Okay.
But he reminded me, he used to blade in that area a little bit, and certainly has probably doing a little bit of turkey hunting in the area right now himself. That kind of Y intersection has changed over the years back and forth, where that stop sign is located, is what he reminded me of. I was gonna if that or not, but it tends to change a lot of times, or has changed back and forth, it sounds like, over the last 30, 40 years.
Okay. The second thing, you don't have to do it now, we're public records. Give me the phone number to the company that did the first direct boring, that line like in front of my house. I have a complaint from a guy here south of town here that they evidently used his farm ground for a stockpile of the gravel. And now he can't get anybody back to remove the gravel off his farm field.
Yeah, I can give you the utility company, and the contact might be the best direction to go with any of those
Yes.
concerns, Tracy.
Instead of getting you involved with it, if you just text me the number, and then I will contact them. The other, it's not Alliant Energy, it's not the crew that's around my area right now. It's the ones that started last fall.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're talking Mid-American Energy. And
Yeah.
the contract that they would have hired, and then the multiple ones that worked on it, which would make it a lot easier probably just for me to pull out that utility permit and give you the contact name for Mid-American Energy on the utility permit. So
That sounds good. That's it for me.
Very good. Thank you, Myron.
thank you. Have a good day.
Take
Yep,
care.
You too.
Morning, David.
Good morning, Gary. What do you want first?
Well, let's take the item 5. It looks like the easiest was the old school produce partners.
What I did was I took our lease that we had, and the only thing that changed were the dates. And I spoke to Greg Walston, and perhaps
Are you gonna make that just for a year, or do you want?
I did it just for a year, unless these, at some point, if we want to have it renew, we can, but nothing has changed other than the dates. And I made it run through December 31st of this year, although I don't imagine they'd be doing much on December 31st,
No, they're starting.
unless they're gardening for snow.
And we have eliminated the portion that we're gonna put the building on.
No, they just know, they know where that's at, and I talked to Greg Walston yesterday, and they understand that they're to stay clear of the construction. And they said that wouldn't be a problem.
And we should move the building.
And they already, yeah, they already had that.
It's already disassembled.
Some of it was.
It's disassembled. It's all laying there. I did right by it this morning.
Oh, and speaking of, the lawnmower guy come over too on Friday.
Oh, you did?
It snowed in the morning and then he was mowing in the afternoon Friday.
So I gave the original to Rick, if it's okay. I can go ahead
Did I have a
and,
motion to approve this?
Second.
Okay, and to sign it?
Yep.
Okay. Motion by Tracy, seconded by Gary. All those in favor, please say aye.
All right.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, David. You want to see a copy of this?
Yeah.
Make a copy. Do you have a
if you
copy?
want to keep that, just email, can you email copy to Greg Walston?
Yep, and I would sign it back.
No, he's already signed it.
He's
Oh,
already
you already
signed it.
did?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect, yeah, I'll
And
give him a copy.
then I met him at the door yesterday and he signed it.
Yep, I'll scan it to him and then I'll keep
You want
it.
the copy signed?
No, I'll just keep it. It's fine.
I think he's okay with giving an emailed version of it.
Yeah, I talked to him Friday.
Do you want this copy?
Next.
Okay. All right. Thank you, David, on that. Okay. Do we want to get Dana on the phone? On the next one?
She asked if you needed her or not. I
Why don't we let me go first and then you decide?
Okay. Thank you.
So I looked at this lease, and the lease is fine, but I put 2 calls into Brock Rennis, and I have not heard back from him yet. Now, in fairness, I didn't get him called till last Thursday. Called him again this morning. The lease terminology is fine. The only thing that we really need to fill in are some blanks. The legal description's easy, because we already have that. Typically, you sign a lease for a completed building. So I was gonna ask him, do you really want us to sign this now before we have a building?
He said no hurry.
But the language is fine, so I think it's essentially done. You sign this before you enter the building. With respect to the other issue I had was I wanted to talk to him about these contracts that he wanted or agreements for different contractors to see what exactly he wanted in that.
Okay.
But like I said, I haven't actually spoken to the man yet.
Okay.
I have also given him my cell phone number,
Okay.
so I can.
So no work has started then, right?
No, there ain't nothing done. No.
Because the lawnmower.
And we don't have to have this signed to get work started, so.
No, but we want to get those agreements signed.
Exactly, with the contractors.
So my understanding is you've already awarded the bids. I'm guessing, we didn't have a sample from him, did we?
Mhm.
I could ask Janine at Jones if you want, maybe.
Well, I'd rather talk to Brock to hear exactly what he wants, since he seems to be the one who needs to prove it.
Mhm.
I was
Yeah, and I don't
gonna
know.
say, I'm guessing it's a pretty simple thing, and they've already got some form that they're gonna propose. Everything else they had, he didn't, no offense to the man, I don't think he typed this up himself originally. This is something they've been using. I was gonna say, if it's just standard boilerplate, which I expected it is, if you felt okay and you didn't want to wait till next Tuesday, if I can get this done the next day or so, I could run it by Tracy and then just have, get the documents out to the different contractors and try to get this thing rolling.
Mhm.
And I think
Sure.
that's what Dana's wanting to get moving
Because I
on.
don't think
I'm
that
good
there's
with
gonna be
that.
anything real specialized about this, whatever it is he wants them. I'm guessing that they have regulations that they're complying with federally, that they're trying to show how they
Well,
administer the money.
I'm sure, they want a signed contract, that you can't slide something back in along, you know what I mean?
That could be too.
That's what I'm looking at, you know what I
Because the
mean?
DOT is involved too, because they agreed on it.
Are you good with that, Gary? Yeah. We're good. Thank you.
And also, next week, I think we'll do a department head meeting because of if we open the building back up Friday, May 1st, if the governor recommends that.
See what the
Because we
state
have some departments are
recommendations.
thinking of, like treasurer, if they get bombarded with people coming in, they're gonna try to make appointments, so they don't have 100 people standing there waiting.
If you have a meeting, so be it. Good luck on May 1st. So, it's good to have hope, I guess.
Are you not optimistic?
I don't think with the meat packing plants and the new cases in Lynn County, it would be great if we were in a position by May 1st. I don't think the governor on May 1st is gonna open everything back up.
But for example, I have to allow voters coming in the following Monday too. So
Unless they adopt some emergency rules.
so far we're still on, so.
Can you move your voters, can you station that downstairs?
Because you have to watch the machine and I have to go program it when the voters come in. I mean, if they use the touch machine, we have to go get their ballot, look them up.
Well, what they've been doing, and I don't know everything that they're doing, but just from watching some of these primaries in other states, they've got the voters in line and then they are letting them come in one at a time. And I think that some of them almost looks like they're requiring some sort of protective.
Yeah, we've gotten all that in order. The state's gonna give them $300 per precinct to take extra measures, so. But that's on the election day, I'm talking about it.
Are we gonna have to make that part of our decision-making next week as far as the criteria to come in to vote?
I think it's no offense, I think that's primarily, well, I suppose the board has a right if they're using the public building.
I mean, I get daily emails from the Secretary of State, so we'll just.
But that's fine.
Okay.
I just had conservation this question in out the parks. We have a bunch of department heads keep calling me, so I thought we need to be all on the same.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Now Tracy had a question regarding an easement with the city of Newhall. They want to put a solar field, solar panels up on county property to provide energy for their city pumps. right,
Municipal
their
water. Yeah.
And so do we provide, or do we draw up the easement, or would they? the agreement.
If I may, what is the county property? We're talking like right away?
Maintainer's shed. The city water supply and the pumps are across the road. You got a street there where the elevator is in New Hall. It's east of the elevator.
Thank goodness, because I was afraid you were gonna say this was prime farmland that we were possibly gonna use
Nope.
here with a couple solar panels that could be easily dismantled like that. I was getting a little nervous there for a second. Typically, the party proposing it would draft some sort of easement. And in it, they would specify, because I don't know how much room they need, you know, what all is entailed with it. And I assume that there's some sort of power line that runs from these things someplace.
They're gonna direct bore underneath their street and then into the county property.
No, it sounds like it'd be a thing that I would think that we could agree to, and typically they would show us the language of what it is they're proposing. And I'd prefer to go that route just because I don't know what's all, I mean, I have an imagination as to what's entailed, but I don't know what specifications they're gonna have for this, et cetera, et cetera.
I guess the only specification that we have, they're gonna continue mowing the lawn.
No, they are going to start.
Or start, excuse me.
Yeah, they
I
haven't been
would
doing.
Start.
If it were me, I would wanna know, you know, just exactly where they're gonna locate it, how big it's gonna be, you know, is it gonna, would it ever be in the way of something that might need to be done in the future?
No, it won't be.
Well, I
Way
imagine.
the lay of the land is, it's, you know, the
Well,
first 80 foot is nice and level where the maintainer shed is, and then she drops down at an angle, about 10 feet, pretty steep, and then it levels out from the last 200 feet. It's where the old railroad tracks was, and that's where they want to put them.
Is where the tracks were,
Or the
or,
old railroad tracks used to be, which is now part of the county property. Because the lot's 300 foot long.
tracks still there or not?
No, they're all gone. They're all leveled.
So is there still a trail or a road where the tracks used to be, or is this all
No,
gone?
it's all gone. It's all, they mow the lawn. I mean, the county's been mowing the lawn for,
Sounds like a good deal.
that's what I thought too. Otherwise, they used to send a guy down with the mower, you know, and they gotta hit all the county sheds in the county.
Just, I'm in a good mood today. Are you sure they wouldn't rather have a wind turbine? No, that's fine. I would ask it. I would think that they would want to do that, but if not, I can find something.
Okay.
And I'd prefer it come from them since they're the ones that know what they need to do to accomplish this.
Okay, because like I said, they were just looking for permission to build them on our property. The only thing right now is they want to get exact dollar amount from Robbie Hardware, who's going to install this, since, you know, every option where they were going to put it was technically closer, where they didn't have to do any direct boring or anything. Now they got to bore, you know, from across the street. They'll have to bore, probably 150 foot, you know, to get where they want to be. So, you know, that's an added expense. So they want to get all their ducks in a row and then before they finally give the go ahead, yep, we're going to do it.
Sure.
And that's why I was holding off to making the lease until they are, you know, we verbally all three agreed that, yes, we're going to do it.
Okay.
But I just thought until they finally say, yes, we're going to do it, then make the lease out.
Okay, so you actually have two things. You've got a easement and also a lease,
Yes,
and they're gonna agree to mow the whole entire, whatever the parcel is.
whatever, that lot, the 50 by 300 lot. And I had the paperwork and that was my fault. I let the town of New Hall have it from the assessor's office.
That's fine. So this would be, we're thinking this would be something of a kind of indefinite lease,
I would say 25 years.
but you always want to have a clause to terminate, and you don't want to limit yourself, so you can terminate. We'll come up with something that gives them plenty of time, and upon some sort of written notice. Who's your contact person for the city?
That would be the mayor of New Hall, which would be Jan Matson.
You don't have a number for Jan by any chance, do you?
No, I don't. Not
I-
right off.
I can get it.
I did not write his cell phone down.
There'd also be part of that lease agreement, what happens if it's discontinued, as far as, reclaiming the land,
Mhm.
so.
Well, interesting. I've seen these panels before, but I haven't ever gotten up real close and personal. Are they set primarily on poles?
Yes,
So the removal wouldn't be really anything.
they're not in cement or nothing.
Oh, they don't even put a footing on.
No,
Wow.
no. They pushed them I-beams in, aluminum I-beams in, and I have 2 neighbors right next to me that have them. Installed by Robbie's, and they swear by them. They can't, they love them.
Interesting. What do you think, Haley? You want some for the front of the courthouse here?
That's good.
Put it up on the roof?
Are they done on that side, do you know?
I have no idea.
What's your son out there?
I think we should look into it for the sheriff's office. There's a lot of rooftops over there.
Actually, and it's nice and flat, and I don't know how much weight those things have in it, but that
They ain't
roof
too
should be
bad,
able
they're
to
all
take
on aluminum.
it. Interesting.
So do you have anything for next week's agenda? Right now it looks pretty light,
I don't know yet.
so you'll let me know still.
I will let you know.
Very good. Anything else for David?
I've got mental health. The state has required that we have different board members. We got it's children's stuff, so I got some stuff for you to look at. I'll take it up after the meeting.
Okay. I'll be there.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
anything
David.
else?
Appreciate it, sir.
Call me on them contracts, and I'll buzz up the bid.
All right. Sounds great. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
And again, remember, we want to see you doing some laps around the building.
Yeah.
I was just talking about our wellness needs to get going.
Well, if everything works out, will you still be on that thing by the time they have the kiddies parade for party in the park and everything?
I don't know. I bought a scooter, so I might be able to ride that.
Well, no, I think if you're, Grand Marshal of the kiddies parade.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
You can pull me behind your Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Yeah, next week's agenda so far is pretty light. So I'll put the COVID on there for sure.
Yes.
So just let me know if anything else comes up.
Gentlemen, anything else?
Well, with regard to this mental health, we've got to come up with mental health for children. That's state law, and we're in the process of getting that done. We got to change.
I thought that was your chair.
They were out right outside my door the other day. You have to tune it out.
We got to work through all that. It'll get done this summer.
It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with, I know that, again, New York City's totally different, but they've canceled their parades and such.
Rag rival got shot in the head last night.
They did,
Oh,
yeah,
really? They
Yeah.
both shut it
But-
down?
but not the other one
Oh, no, you're right.
yet. So, and the one that comes through Benton, yeah, then you get the fair also, and so it's going to be interesting.
I don't know what's going to happen with the state fair. I don't.
Well,
Favorite thing.
yeah. So it's,
The state fair is pretty dependent on that revenue.
yeah, there's kind of like 1 million people that
Well,
go
so
in.
other county parks and all kinds of stuff.
Yep. Okay,
It'll be interesting.
well, if there's anything else, gentlemen.
Motion to adjourn.
Which one?
Pick one. In favor, say aye.
Aye.